Are things turning sour at Mercedes between their dynamic duo of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell after a tetchy weekend in Japan for the team? Apparently so, at least according to former F1 team manager Pete Windsor. Russell and Hamilton recently signed their futures up to the Silver Arrows until the end of the 2025 season, with their relationship looking more than acrimonious after their first year and a half together. However, Japan saw the duo going wheel to wheel on a number of occasions as they fought tooth and nail on track for position, almost making contact a number of times, while Russell was left frustrated at being told to let his faster teammate through at the end of the Grand Prix, leaving the younger driver hapless to defend against Carlos Sainz as the Silver Arrows needlessly dropped points to Ferrari in the constructors' battle. Windsor believes the race in Japan is a sign of the competitive juices coming out between the two Mercedes drivers, a potential slipping point for the pair's relationship going forward, with the former team manager revealing that Hamilton actually always wanted his former partner in crime Valtteri Bottas to stay with Mercedes ahead of the 2022 season rather than having the new blood of Russell enter the team dynamic. Lewis always wanted to keep Valtteri, not necessarily because he loved Valtteri, but because it was the right balance of the team. He could feel that. That was the same as Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. It came to the surface more than ever before, I think, at the Japanese Grand Prix. A problem then for Toto Wolff in the future, or just two drivers looking to race? Maybe if these were battles for race victories further up the grid, then this would be more of a problem going forward, but for now, it's just something to keep an eye on. Talking of keeping an eye on F1's future, 2026 is looming large on the horizon, and so is the list of new teams looking to enter the Formula 1 grid at the start of the new engine regulations that year. One lucky team has just secured $1 billion in investment as they look to muscle out the competition to join the elite ranks of motorsport. The team is LKYSUNZ, a constructor looking to bring through talent from underrepresented communities, and thanks to the Legends Advocate Sports Group based in Florida, their financial needs to join F1 seem to have been met, with the staggering $1 billion, more than enough to cover the Concord Agreement entry fee 3 times over, with money in the bank left to burn. Of course, that's not the only barrier to entry, with High-Tech GP and Andretti Global also looking to occupy a spot on the grid. But Chief Executive of the LKYSUNZ, Benjamin Durand, is willing to splash the cash and propel the sport towards a new audience and market while staying competitive on track. LKYSUNZ is prepared to meet the team's request and pay a $6 million anti-dilution payment despite this current cycle of the financial regulations stating $200 million, said the team owner. We know commercially the opportunity to expand the sport into Asia and Africa is 100% the right decision. It's viable, and most importantly, it's what prospective and current motorsport fans around the world are demanding. Now, this will be a long journey for all of these potential bidders, but having the backing to pay 3 times the $200 million anti-dilution payment is likely to get the attention of the other teams and the company itself. And finally, former world champion Damon Hill thinks Oscar Piastri was disappointed with his maiden podium in Formula 1 after McLaren took 2nd and 3rd in Japan, with Lando Norris just ahead of the Australian in the final standings. The MCL 60 has become a real contender in the middle part of this season, after languishing in the lower middle order earlier on in the campaign. In Japan, the papaya-clad cars were 2nd and 3rd on the grid behind Max Verstappen, with Piastri lining up ahead of his more experienced teammate. Unable to hold on to the position though, Piastri had to settle for 3rd come the end of Sunday, taking his maiden podium in Formula 1, a highlight of an already fantastic rookie year, but Hill believes there will be more than a tinge of disappointment at the result. He was also disappointed with his 3rd place, said Hill, even though it was his first ever Formula 1 podium, because he felt, I'm sure he felt, he wanted to consolidate his qualifying performance with a second place finish. McLaren will have to watch out further down the line that this relationship between Norris and Piastri stays on easy street, because we could well see them fighting for more podiums before the end of the 2023 campaign. And if they do, you will hear about it first on GPFans.com and GPFans Global across social media. Hit subscribe down below to stick with us here at the YouTube channel as we bring you all the news in the past, present and future of Formula One.